Will be a new start also for Am Israel, for Shalom, for Besorot Tovot, for protection. And, there's a lot of debate regarding the deal with Hamas. But one thing we have to know, we're in the hands of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and He's going to protect all of us, Bezat Hashem. The Torah says in this week's parasha that when Moshe Rabbeinu and when actually Moshe Aaron, they're going to show up in front of Paro. Paro is going to say to them, why are you bothering the people from their work? Lechu lesivlotechem. Right? Paro said to Moshe and to Aaron, don't bother. You're coming with new things, new ideas. You want to release the Jewish people. Listen, they're fine, they're good, leave them alone. And you should go to your do whatever you're doing. Mitzrayim. Correct? Why not? Why Bnei Levi suddenly Paro decided not to touch them? So the Riyaz again, Mibalei Tosafot writes now. It says that all the Shiabut, and we all know this, all the Shiabut started with Perach. Perach was, in a very soft way, starting by saying, listen, I have a very good deal to offer you. For every single levena, every single block, you will get, I don't know how much money. Whenever the Jews see a good deal, so they go to it. And the only shevet that didn't go to that type of work were shevet Levi. So that's the reason, says the Riyaz again. That's the reason woman does. And the woman needed to do wars. Bnei Levi were also part of it. They were not. So the whole reason is like the Riyaz again saying to us that they weren't at the beginning, so that's why they got exempt. Okay, I can understand regarding the job of building. What about all the rest of the jobs? Right? Rabotai, there is a fantastic concept, and that's a concept that we will be able to understand throughout the whole story of Yetziat Mitzrayim. And I'll give you a mashal. Today, you have rich people and poor people, like always. But we all agree the poor people of today are not the poor people of 50, 60, 100 years ago. Right? Today, like somebody told me many years ago, he told me, if there was Tahiyat HaMetim now, and let's say even one guy was waking up from 100 years ago, was coming back to life, he was going to visit his great-grandson. And his great-grandson is an Avrech, Hazit. He live in a tiny apartment. And he enters to his house. He will be surprised. He will be amazed. Wow! Look at my great-grandson. He's going to enter to his house. He's going to ask him, what is this? This door. Oh, the refrigerator, you mean? Yeah. What is that? Explain to me. I have never seen that before in my life. What is it for? And you start to explain the refrigerator, the dishwasher, the washing machine, the dryer, the air conditioner, the telephone, the iPod, the iPhone, right? People back in those days, whoever had a phone was a millionaire. And today, there is not one person that I guess, yes. BMW black, blocking what? Okay, so please go and check the BMW black. Okay, thank you. Florida license plate. At the end, ends 5HH. Okay, Rabutai, we move on. We move on. So imagine this great grandfather was coming down, was coming up again. He will say, listen, everybody's a millionaire. Correct? But we all know that at the end of the day, there are people that are rich and there are people that are poor. And this Avrech could be a very poor man. What defines wealth and what defines poverty? You want to define wealth. How do you define wealth? Or let's go the other way around. How do you define property? In nowadays, Baruch Hashem, food there is, even though there are certain families that they struggle. But let's say food there is, electricity there is, water they have, everyone has a bathroom inside the house, everyone has water in the faucet inside the house. What determines property? You know what? At the moment that there is wealthy people, you will know who is poor. Which means the only way to determine who is poor is whenever you have people that are not in that level. If, let's say, in the country, everybody was the same, everybody was getting the same amount of money, everybody was having all the same devices, the same cars, the same clothing, everything the same, you'll find that there is no poor and no rich. Why? Because really, you don't have how to evaluate it. China, maybe. Okay, but today, that unfortunately you have those differences. So a guy that he has money, is making it till the end of the month. He can still feel poor if his community and his people are really rich. You know what Paro the Rasha did? Rabotai, Paro wanted Am Yisrael to suffer. Like the Torah says, Paro wanted to make Am Yisrael Ainui. What's Ainui? Suffering. How did he make them suffer? He said, you know what? You're all going to work besides one tribe. You're all going to work terrible work. One tribe is not. Every time that you'll go back home, you'll see suddenly those yeshiva boys coming back from the kollel. Oh, relaxed. They were with the AC. They were learning with their tea. Clean. Healthy. And you're going to feel so bothered. Look at my situation. I go out every morning. I don't know if I'm coming back alive or not. Look at my situation. I work like a hamor. That was the ainui that Paro wanted Am Yisrael to suffer. So now, listen to this beautiful thing. We know that Moshe Rabbeinu was told by Akadosh Baruch Hu, go back to Egypt. When Moshe Rabbeinu went with all his family or by himself? So the Torah says that he left with his wife and kids. Suddenly, when he got to Mitzrayim, he was by himself. What happened? So we know that Aaron HaKohen went out to welcome Moshe Rabbeinu. In that meeting, Chazal are teaching us that Aaron said to Moshe, who are they? So, no, that's my wife, my two kids. So it's not enough. It's not enough that you're causing that we're suffering in Mitzrayim. You want to bring more people? Hold on, I don't get it. Isn't it that people from Shevet Levi, they're not part of the Shabbat? So what do you mean? It's not enough the suffering that the Jewish people is passing through in Mitzrayim and bringing more people. What do you mean? Rabotai, listen to this Hidush. If you look, the Beracha the Borei Olam gave to Am Yisrael, that every single woman was bringing 6 kids per birth. happen only to Am Yisrael and not to Shevet Levi. Why? Why? What's the connection? So what if Shevet Levi is not working? The connection is because Borei Olam knew the plan of Paro. Borei Olam said, I'm not going to increase Shevet Levi to make feel bad more the Jewish people that are working. The plan of Paro is what? That the Jewish people will come back home after a whole day of hard work, and they will see Shevet Levi more relaxed, more calm. They will suffer more. Says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to reduce Shevet Levi. I'm not going to make them become a great Shevet. Like that, Am Yisrael will not suffer so much. And that's why Aaron says to Moshe Rabbeinu, okay, don't come with your wife and kids. You're bringing more people from Shevet Levi. You're causing damage to Am Yisrael. Be sensitive. Understand that even in moments that's a decree. And that's what Borei Olam decided to. You have an obligation to be sensitive. Have an obligation to take care that the suffering will not increase. And my dear friends, the end was that thanks to this suffering that Am Yisrael passed through, thanks to that suffering, Am Yisrael were able to get the Torah. Am Yisrael were able to have nevuah straight with by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Only a person who passes through suffering, it can be a keli, it can be a recipient to get the Shekhinah and the Kedusha. And that's why, my dear friends, this Sefer Shemot, besides being a Sefer of Emunah, like we discussed yesterday, is a Sefer of Midot as well. It starts with Midot, and it will end up with Midot. It starts with Midot. Moshe Rabbeinu sees Am Yisrael suffering, and he cannot hold himself. And those Midot are going to pass throughout the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim in a hiding way. But look at every single parasha, you will find how much care and how much sensitivity there is in between Borei Olam and Am Yisrael, and in between Am Yisrael between themselves. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Yochanan ben Agashon אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל לפיכך, הרבה להם תורה ומצוות שנאמר, אדוני